Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two silver rums or white rums. Actually, they're really, in fact, clear rums, but you don't hear people call them clear rums. They'll say silver or white. All right. And I was watching Kronenberg's 1664 review from a channel called SG Alcohol Guy. And he does a good review. Short videos, but still good. Doesn't give scores though. He'll just say, yeah, you should buy it, or no, I'd buy 2 bottles of something else instead of 1 bottle of Glenfiddich 12, things like that. But it's interesting. I wouldn't have subscribed if I didn't think it was worth watching. Here's Don Q Cristal, introduced in 1978 by Serrallés Company. Destilería Serrallés. A family legacy. Okay. There's a big write-up on the back. I mean, it's too much to read. You can look at their website, and it says since 1865, and it's certified kosher. It's 40% alcohol, and it's certified as one of the Rums of Puerto Rico Trade Association members. The Rums of Puerto Rico. That's a good website to look up. Rums of Puerto Rico means the rum has to be from Puerto Rico. You have to be a member of the group, the association. They have to be aged at least 1 year in oak barrels. Okay, so any rums of Puerto Rico, that trade association, has to be aged at least 1 year. Now, if they're not part of that, well, then they don't have to follow that, because it's a nice embossed glass bottle. The label has a filigree on it, like you can feel the stuff. It's fancy looking. They named their liquor Don Q because their favorite story was Don Quixote. I don't know why, it just was. Who's the author? Cervantes. I don't read fiction, but so when this company was started, Puerto Rico was a part of Spain. Spain used to be a bigger kingdom. It used to be the mainland Spain and overseas islands like the Balearic Islands, Mallorca, Ibiza. Well, those are still owned by Spain. The Canary Islands, still owned by Spain today, but they had territories in Africa. They still have 2 African territories, Melilla and Ceuta. And they used to have Cuba, Puerto Rico, the Philippine Islands, and so forth. So this was back when Puerto Rico was part of the Kingdom of Spain. Okay. And I think they got some kind of official thing, but I don't know about that. Now, Captain Morgan, this is as soon as I bought this, they came out with a new label. So this is like the last issue of the old label that's all white and black, black writing with some gold, and there's a little blue in the background showing the sea. See, if you tip it a certain way, you can see the blue ocean. But when you first glance at it, you can't see the color. Now, the new one has red, blue, gold, and white. Also embossed, introduced in 2014. They used to have a Captain Morgan. They used to call it Captain Morgan Silver Rum, but I don't know, something happened and it died away. Because I saw an ad for it from like 1974, newspaper, magazine ad. But then they brought back a white rum. I guess there was some demand for it. And I see Captain Morgan white everywhere now. Their most popular is obviously the Spice, which I've never tried. It says Captain Morgan white rum, Caribbean white rum, 5 times distilled. I forgot to put that in my notes. Distilled in St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands. Well, says produced and bottled by Captain Morgan Rum Company. Well, there is no such company. It's actually Diageo. Caribbean white rum, 5 times distilled. Let's see if they give a distilling number on this. Puerto Rican rum. Ron Blanco. We look real fast because I want to. Okay, 5. Let me put it in my notes. 5 times distilled. Sometimes they'll tout how many times it's filtered. Okay, age 1.5 to 5 years. So there's no age statement per se. Aged for 1.5 to 5 years. So let's put that. And so it's pulled for taste. What I mean is, it's not on the clock. It's just whenever they taste it after 1.5 years and so forth, up to 5 years, whenever they decide it's ready, they'll pull it. Unlike most clear rums, Don Q uses a multiple distillation system to produce a cleaner, more refined, and more delicate flavor profile. So a Cristal drink will sip smoother than a drink made with another rum, they claim. It is then aged for 1.5 to 5 years in American white oak barrels to impart a touch more smoothness. So smooth, in fact, that you can substitute Cristal in a vodka drink, and most won't be able to tell the difference. Try it, you'll see. And then they show some of the recipes. Dulcinea, whatever that is, Passion, traditional Cuba Libre, Mojito, and so forth. Okay. You can buy some more expensive Don Q products like the Serrallés collection. They didn't know Don Q in the United States till 2006. 2006, okay? Something that you say, oh, my father used to drink. No. No. Don Q Grand Reserva, age 9 to 12 years. See what I mean? That's going to cost a lot more than what I paid, and I'm not going to go through all of them. Captain Morgan White Rum. The pristine waters of the Caribbean inspired the creation of Captain Morgan White Rum. They have a Captain Mojito, and all of that. Okay. I wonder if they finally site thebar.com, because that was down for a while. U.S. guide. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna have to check that out. About time. I think they revamped it because they had sold so many of their brands to Sazerac that half the stuff on there wasn't relevant to their company anymore. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell one from the other because I really don't have any experience with Don Q Cristal, except the one time I tried it on Mardi Gras Day 2022. So I'm not going to be able to say, oh yeah, that's the taste, because I don't know the taste. I think the only fault with this Captain Morgan White Rum is that the cap, I don't care if the cap is plastic, that's fine. It's smooth. Like there's no grooves in it. So there's nothing to really grab hold of. So you could have a situation where you have a hard time getting a grip on it. This is metal and you can press on it. This is kind of gives a little bit aluminum cap. All right. They both have a built-in pour, so you got to watch because it's going to come out, with an even flow. All right. And it's going to be a fast flow too. And they might make a spinoff called Flow. All right. That'll last less than 2 years. Okay. Well, they both clear. Oh, yeah, I was talking about made in St. Croix on the U.S. Virgin Islands, Captain Morgan White. I did research on what distilleries were on that island. There's a little tiny craft distillery making rums I never heard of. Not to say they aren't good, they're probably very good. But then there's this giant giant distillery in St. Croix called the Nelthrop Distillery, the Cruzan Distillery. I don't think there's any other distilleries there. So that would tell me that this is made under contract for Captain Morgan. You know what I'm saying? Like they made a deal saying, look, we want to bring back a white rum and we're not really experienced in making it. All the old people are going that used to make our silver rum back in the 1970s, and it would be cheaper really for you to make it for us if you don't mind, and we'll pay you or whatever. And they say, okay. Because these companies do that, make products for their competitors. You say, no, why would you do that? I don't know why exactly, but they do it. Just like Miller making beer for Pabst. Well, Pabst is their competitor. They're going to make Pabst Blue Ribbon so it can compete against Miller High Life. So, but in a way, it puts them under your control because now they have to dance to your music because you're producing 90% of their product. But then we know Pabst and Miller had the lawsuit, Pabst suing Miller, and then they settled out of court. And Pabst took over the Miller Brewery in Los Angeles County, California. The only problem with that, they never did anything with it. I think they ended up selling it to somebody else. I can't remember what company they sold it to, some big company. I guess they just figured real estate was going up so they could buy it, let it set, and then sell it for in a year for a higher price. I don't really know. But Pabst was talking about, we're going to open that brewery and start making all our own Pabst beer, but they didn't. I can't remember who bought it. It was some big company. I don't know. I'll research it. It doesn't matter right now. Okay. This is very pungent, and it's like sugarcane grass. You know, like sugarcane is a grass. And I was very disappointed to see that someone was selling that sugarcane farm a few miles east of here along U.S. Highway 61, north and south of the highway. I don't know why they're selling it. Maybe the person that owned it died and the family doesn't want it, because it was a big operation. That sugarcane was so pretty. You could see it growing. And then in the fall, and then they would set the fire in it, let all the weeds burn. It wouldn't burn the sugarcane though. And then you always see that smoke and ashes would be falling everywhere. And then they'd cut the cane, bring it up the highway to the sugar mill in Gramercy, Louisiana. Colonial Sugar, I think it is. And man, I don't know. I'd hate to see that big, beautiful plantation. Like I say, it's just a farm. There's no plantation house. There's no barn or anything. I don't even know where their equipment is coming from. But they, because I don't see any shed where they store it, but could be back in the back of it. I didn't even notice it. But in 50 years, I never noticed it, right? And but I hate to see that get cut and turn into a subdivision. We have enough subdivisions in the United States, housing developments. We certainly don't need more apartments. Well, not in this town. All right. Probably not in your town either. All right, so that's what it smells like, grass. Sugarcane is a type of grass. Okay. Like bamboo is a type of grass. All right. That's not as pungent, but it is a little, but it's not as. So my theory, can't confirm it, but I can pretty much confirm it, is that the Captain Morgan White is made by Cruzan rum for them. Well, I know Cruzan makes rum for other people. This I know for a fact, without a doubt, because I got a bottle on the shelf and it says made in the U.S. Virgin Islands by Cruzan for, well, whatever the company is. So I know they do contract distilling. This is a fact, Jack. Okay. They both smell good. But I wouldn't be able to sit here and say, oh, yeah, that's Cruzan. I mean, that's Captain Morgan, just no doubt. Because I don't remember Captain Morgan having anything distinct about it. Nothing bad. But it just tasted like a really good silver rum, and people say you got to make cocktails with those. Silver rums are made for cocktail production. I know, but I don't make cocktails. I only drink liquor straight, and I never even drink liquor unless I'm doing a challenge or a review, and that is the facts. I mean, that is the truth. So people have asked me, what do you like to drink? You know, what kind of liquor do you like to drink after work or something? And I'm like, I don't drink it. We did a review yesterday of a whiskey, Jura Journey, a duo review. So I drank some, but we were doing a review. So it was a specific purpose for it. But to sit and just drink liquor, no beer, yeah. And I follow a schedule for that. So this is the first day of the week. So between now and Saturday night, I'll let myself drink up to 24 beers. You say that's a whole case. Yeah, but it's over a whole week. All right. 3 times 7 is 21. So, okay. You say, well, that's not really being a heavy drinker. I know I'm not really a heavy drinker. I'm a steady. I'm not light. I don't do it light. I mean, you could see 22 beers a week and taste challenges every day. That's not what you would call light consumption. I wouldn't agree with that. All right, taste time. You're going to pick up the 40% alcohol on these. I mean, that's part of the protocol. I mean, they're 40% of the content is alcohol. You're going to pick that up. Ethanol. But it's not offensive in this case. You could just pick up the grassy, sweet sugarcane. Not too sweet. Now, these are dry. These would be what we would be calling dry white rums. Now, I have some that are sweet. You think you're drinking strawberry shortcake. It's crazy, you know. But these are dry rums. So the finish is dry. The whole experience is dry. I mean, there's some sweetness, but it isn't a lot. Like the Don Q says, the Don Q website says, their Don Q Cristal is, you could use it in substitute for vodka. I don't know why you would. Oh, the price. What did I pay for these? Oh, the Don Q Cristal. I got this huge bottle. This is a handle. Look, I'm holding the handle. This is a huge bottle. $13.99 at Dormax. Oh, it's glass too, not plastic. Wait, I think it was $12.99. Wasn't that the price? $12.99. So then I had to buy the gold. You know, I went back. I said, I got to buy the gold because the price is going to go up. Go check online and see how much this is. It's a lot more. A handle I'm talking about. It's a lot more than $12.99. That you can be assured of. Now, the Captain Morgan, I got a deal on it too. I paid $14.99. That's a $20 bottle. But they had a coupon at the store. Like, you know, those things you could tear off. It's like a little booklet and you tear off the coupon. It was one of those rebates, though. You had to mail it in. So you got to minus the postage stamp cost. But what I did was I sent it in. It always goes to Del Rio, Texas. There's some big maquiladora there where they sit around all day and cut, you know, and process coupons, paper coupon. But I sent it in and you had to send the receipt and highlight what you bought. And then sure enough, it said wait 6 to 8 weeks and you'll get your refund. But it really only took 3 weeks. And I got a check in the mail from Diageo for $6. Got a $6 refund. I know why they do that, because they know people are going to tear off the coupon, going to buy the liquor, and say, oh, I'm going to get to that coupon later on. Let me go do these up. And they'll never do it. See, they'll never get to it. They're not going to sit down at a desk, highlight the receipt, then put it all in a little envelope, and mail it. What does that sound? Oh, that's a dog down the street barking. I didn't know what that was. So then they probably 80% of the time they never have to send a refund because people don't bother doing it. Now, if it was online where you could sit down and just type at a computer or your phone, and it's done, different story. But they don't do it. It's the tear off, and you got to manually send it in. And you know how people these days have no attention span and are real hyperactive and attention deficit disorder, so to speak, type of thing. They won't do it. Oh, this one's even grassier. It's like sweet grass, but overall dry. You know what I'm saying? Overall. And this is sweet grass, not as dry, more grassy. I think the Captain Morgan was pretty grassy, if my memory serves me right. BC's beer reviews. Oh, BC's beer reviews. I'll tell y'all one thing. Regardless of it, if it's in a bottle or a can, the man's going to review the beer. Good morning, Ron. Good morning to you. Craig Swinson says cheers. Cheers back to you, Craig. Hector Lopez says morning, Ronald. Morning to you, Hector. Thanks for watching, everybody. Now, which one tastes better? Well, they're about the same. And secondly, the price is about the same. I only paid $1 more, $2 more for the Captain Morgan. Yeah, it was $12.99 for that Don Q. Crazy price, right? I mean, and it ain't that price now. I can assure you, it won't see that price right now. But it was, and I took advantage of it. So I do jump on these things. Like people say, how you saving money? Because you're buying all kind of stuff you don't even need at this time. So you're only theoretically saving money because you bought $300 worth of stuff that, yeah, but in a way I am saving because I know down the road I'm going to buy it anyway. If I'm alive, God willing, you never know what happens, what could happen. But I mean, if you know you're going to buy it eventually, you may as well save the money now. I mean, I know I'm going to buy, like Don Q. There was no doubt I was going to buy it. It was on my rum. It's one of the big brands, so I got it. Now, do I buy off-the-wall rum brands that most people haven't heard of when I see a good price? Yeah, because they're fun to review too. Like the one I bought in Houston, Texas 2 months ago. What was that weird? Calypso. Calypso. Is it any good? I don't know. It was $5.49 for a full-size bottle. So you haven't lost anything. Even if it's not good. I lost $5.49. Oh, it's a tragedy. And 99% of the time, they are good. Have I ever gotten a bad rum? One time. So they're usually good. All right. I mean, they're not world class, but why would they be for $5.49? But I mean, I'm telling you what you know already. I mean, most people got enough sense to realize this. I really have no preference here. They're both really nice. So if you like white rum, and I do, but you're not going to get the oak. There's a little oakiness here because like I said, the Don Q is aged at least 1.5 years in American white oak, but that's really not the lead flavor at all. They're just very clean and refined and well done. You could tell they do it to perfection. All right, there's no off nastiness, dirtiness, or anything with these. I know what some people are gonna say. They're macro brands. They're made by a big company. It's mass produced. Oh yeah, I know that, and they're good. And they'll tell me I never drink mass produced liquor and then they go in this rant about the vanguard of the revolution and all of this. I'm like, okay, but you're driving a mass produced vehicle. Oh well, yeah, but I am an Indian by birth and naturalized Taiwanese. Arvin Biz, Taiwan. Oh, that's an interesting story. India and Taiwan, China. Taiwan is part of China. All right, it's an offshore island, but you know, United States has offshore islands. Tie on quality, tie on preference, tie on everything, tie on price, basically. So can I tell them apart? I think this is the Cruzan because I remember the Captain Morgan being so dry, and I gotta go watch the news now, y'all. That's actually the Captain Morgan. Oh, well, didn't get it right. Okay, I got to go turn on the news. I'm going to read your comment, though. I'm going to read your comment. Having Kavalan whiskey and Yabisu beer now, Yabisu beer in Scotland, they call it half and half. I love my whiskey this way. I think American, you guys call it whiskey with a beer chaser. Yes, I've heard people say that. I don't do that, though. But thank you. I'm going to watch the news. Y'all take care. Hey, Ronnie, yes, take care, y'all.
With the theme of joy and togetherness. Vice President Kamala Harris is back in Washington this morning after spending part of her Saturday here in New Orleans. The VP was in the Crescent City to talk about issues facing Black women during the annual Essence Festival of Culture. And while in town, she spoke with WGSU's Eli Brand for an interview you will see only on 6. Personally, what's so important to appear here at Essence Festival? Well, I love Essence Fest and I love New Orleans, and it's the first time that it's back in person, and it's thousands of people who are here with the theme of joy and togetherness and unity, and I think that's so important. People have been through so much in the last couple of years, and to be under one roof celebrating each other is extraordinarily important. So you spoke a little bit on Roby. Yeah. What's her message for taking to say Black communities together, taking advantage of that in valuable spaces? I mean, here's how I feel about it. I think that we have always, as Americans, prided ourselves on the foundational principles of freedom and liberty. And when we are saying the government can interfere and make decisions instead of letting a woman and her family and her pastor or her priest make that decision, I think it's a real moment of crisis. I travel around the world as vice president, and we rightly hold ourselves out to be a nation that is a democracy that is founded on very important principles, and that include that we will protect and ensure people's rights. This is the first time in the history of the court that a right that had been recognized has been taken away from the women of America. So it's pretty serious. Yeah, the last question, so I hope we get into this one.